Great day, honeys. I hope you guys are awesome. So, you guys, I wanted to pop in really quickly. We are on just stuttering already. We are on day 29 of our Nuggets of Freedom, which means tomorrow's day 30. Oh my gosh. Look how far we've come. There was a totally different song in my head, but I could not remember like the actual lyrics or like the melody. So, anywho, today I wanted to just kind of drop a super quick nugget just about metacognition. And essentially that's the awareness and understanding of your thoughts and how you process your thoughts or your thought processes. And the way this ties into the nugget is really just essentially being aware of what you're thinking before you try to communicate what you think or how you feel to another person. I think for me specifically, or personally rather, whenever I have to have a tough conversation or just any conversation where I'm not really sure how to approach it, I have to make sure I understand how I feel, and I have to make sure that I know what I'm actually thinking, because we do confuse thoughts with feelings sometimes, and even with beliefs. And so there is this book that my great friend Rolanda, she just finished reading last week, titled Nonviolent Communication, and it kind of delves into that within the chapters of that book of just there's thoughts and there's feelings, but sometimes we do mix those things in together. And so for me, writing has been that way that I'm able to process and fully map out what I'm actually thinking and how it is that I feel about a situation. I pull out my little feelings wheel and everything because I need to know specifically what it is that I'm feeling and how that correlates with my thoughts. But also it makes for an easier and smoother conversation and dialogue just when you've been able to prepare yourself. Now some conversations will just happen, heat of the moment. It doesn't mean that it has to be, just over the top and erratic, but sometimes when we know that we're anticipating a conversation and another person could be oblivious, it's helpful to write those things out. So it's helpful to take on the approach with the metacognition of being fully aware and understanding your thought processes, and just outside of that, your regular thoughts and how you feel about things. That way, it's not a confusing conversation. It doesn't have to be a conversation that becomes combative. It's just one of those things where you have out your points that you want to discuss, and it can still be a very organic and relaxing conversation. I think that's the other thing. Sometimes people feel like when they have to have, like, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about it. And it's just like you get so overwhelmed, you think, oh, it has to be stiff and da da da. But it's still fine to show affection and concern and, empathy and sympathy and things of that nature while you're engaging in those harder dialogues. It really starts to continue to build trust between you and that person if that's what you desire. And it also kind of releases the tenseness that's sometimes there, or the tension that's there. And so that's our nugget for today. Be aware and be mindful of your thoughts, of things that are happening in your mind, and also how you feel. But also just being aware of how your mind processes your various thoughts. And so it's just something great just to practice. It's kind of like psychologically looking back on your thoughts and really being able to connect dots in different places where maybe they're not connecting. So that's our nugget for today on this wonderful day 29. Listen, I might have to come with a little ping pow tomorrow because it's like 30 days or whatever. At least I think tomorrow's 30. If tomorrow isn't 30, that might be a little problem, huh? Because I done hyped up the 30, honey. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed your wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you all tomorrow.